I'm Chris Dodd, the CEO of iStore, and I'm super excited to have so many people join us online today, especially all the grade 12 learners. Please use the Q&A box to ask any questions or chat box to make comments throughout the session. We'd love to hear your views and answer your questions. Before we get going, I'd like to tell you a little bit more about iStore Meets, which is one of our series of workshops and events which is brought to you by iStore. The iStore Meets program covers a variety of topics to help you learn from the best trainers and industry experts to get more out of your products, learn new skills, or take a passion further. We want to help you create, get fit, and be more productive. We have a lineup of workshops hosted online now for free and also at your closest iStore in the future. Visit our website to find out more or to book a different topic. As I mentioned, today we are coming to you live from the iStore Queen's Hotel, which has just opened and is an iStore unlike any other. It's located on Dock Road, Cape Town, between the CBD and the V&A shopping district. The building has been attentively restored to its original iconic status. iStore Queen's V&A not only looks incredible, but includes wide open spaces featuring an on-site Apple certified repair workshop, dedicated areas to showcase the whole range of Apple products and accessories, separate training rooms, technical support, and setup desks. We believe in bringing you the best products and solutions, whether for work, study, or play. It is with this in mind that we believe that our matrics deserve to have the best learning tools, and why we've partnered with the best to bring you a message today. Michelle Lissoos, Director of the iSchool Africa Educational Trust, joins us today to tell us a bit more about making sure more matrics have access to the best technology through the iSchool Africa #MyFuture program. Morning, Michelle. Can you please tell us a bit more about the iSchool Africa #MyFuture program?
Good morning, everyone, and a very good morning to CEO Kolisi, and a very special welcome to all our matric learners who have joined us today from around the country. So I think it goes without saying that over the past few months, our world has changed in ways that we never had imagined, and going to school and learning and studying has changed for all of us and for all of you in ways that you never thought could have changed when you started your 2020 school year. So as schools across the world have closed, in theory, we know that technology can really help make this as less disruptive as possible. But the reality in South Africa is very different. Most of our students don't have access, among other things, to devices, to quality digital content, or to data. And it is with this in mind that iSchool Africa has launched the MyFuture program. The idea of the MyFuture program is to ensure that those students that have enough challenges in their lives are not further disadvantaged by COVID-19 or by school closures. So the MyFuture program works with a consortium of partners, and we are very excited that iStore is one of our key partners. And together, we aim to give as many matrics who need it as possible a digital learning toolkit. And this kit involves a refurbished iPad, grade 12 material, live study groups with teachers and students, and enough data to give access to this material. And it's great to be hosted by iStore this morning, because iStore are one of our key partners today in this program, and they have started off the program by donating and contributing 200 suitable refurbished iPads to really help us give matrics back their future. We know that as a matric, you have so many pressures, you have so many dreams, and it is our mission that COVID-19 does not further give you an extra challenge that is not possible to overcome. So it's easy for anyone to be involved in the My Future campaign. So before we start our conversation, let me chat about how you, the audience, can be involved in #MyFuture. So as corporates or as individuals, you can help with funding. All funding will be going to assisting the matrics to get the digital learning kits. Also, iStore has helped us by, if you have what we call a previously loved iPad at home that you're not using, you can bring it to an iStore or go online, and iStore will evaluate it, and they will give you an enhanced trading value for it, that you'll get a gift voucher, and iStore will contribute your previous loved iPad to our matric campaign. So we really, really hope that you can join our campaign. So let's get on with the program today. So as Chris mentioned, iStore and iSchool Africa are about giving our students and our customers and our schools and our partners the best. We never compromise. We believe that every single person deserves the best, whether it's to work, whether it's to study, whether it's to create, and whether it's to play. So it makes sense that the two role models and mentors for our program are Kolisi, our World Cup captain, and Sarah Kumala, the first Black woman, the first Black African woman to summit Everest. And I think these are amazing role models for our matrics and for our country. And they have really, really overcome huge obstacles in their lives to be where they are. And they will be sharing these obstacles and their experiences with us. So please join us next Saturday at another iStore Meet session. Check our website, where Sarah will be talking about her obstacles she had to conquer to climb her Everest, and how you can conquer your Everest. So welcome again to Sia, and Sia, it's good to see you again. And I know that Sia was very excited to join us today, with his main reason being that he wanted to chat to the learners and chat to the matrics. Our partnership with Sia started over a year ago, where together with iSchool Africa and iStore, we put the learning program, the iSchool iPad learning program, in Sia's very own primary school in Zwide in Port Elizabeth.
My journey began at this primary school. Rugby gave me hope growing up, and I want to give the same to young South Africans by providing opportunities to help them find their passion and fulfill their potential.
iSchool Africa is an educational technology program. iSchool Africa takes the best of technology from the rest of the world, adapts it to local context, and creates opportunities in the most disadvantaged schools in South Africa. One of the key elements is a mobile lab of iPads. Within this mobile lab, we have 20 iPads, all preloaded with relevant apps to teach students numeracy, literacy, all the different subjects across the South African curriculum. iSchool Africa is also reliant on partners. This partnership is with iStore and Kolisi. It really is an exciting opportunity for corporates in this country to make a difference and to really see tangible results.
We've been working with iSchool Africa from inception 10 years ago. We partnered with iSchool Africa because they've really got a model that works, integrating Apple technology into all types of schools. This is very important to us because we feel that the technology will enrich people's lives and change people's lives.
I've seen a change in teachers' attitudes, and I can feel really confident that we've changed lives of a lot of people.
My dream is to provide more opportunities for our youth to realize that whether they live in the suburbs or a township, they can be anyone they want to be. To see it happen for these kids, it's more than a dream come true.
From all the learners, we love you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wow, that brings back amazing memories. And that, Sia, if you remember, that was before you brought us back the cup. So, wow. So let's start our conversation today. And today the conversation is about the matrics. And it is therefore so exciting that we have two matrics on our panel today. So I'd like to welcome Nosibabalo from Umlazi Comprehensive Technical School, and Katlego Thinyane from Glenwood High School. Both learners are also part of iSchool Africa's Leadership Partner Program, Tomorrow Leaders in Training. Throughout the program, we'd also like to interact with you and with the audience. And so if you have any questions for the matrics or any questions for Sia, please put them in the Q&A, and at the end of the conversation, we will share the questions, and Sia and the matrics will answer them. So let's get the conversation started. Hi, Sia. Good morning.
Hey, Michelle. How are you?
Good to see you again, Sia. So Sia, today we all know you as our winning World Cup captain. And we also know you for the amazing work that you and Rachel and the foundation are doing, and especially over the past few months. But we've also heard, and you've shared with us a lot of the obstacles you've had to overcome during your life and your childhood. And today we really want to talk to the matrics about overcoming adversity. And so can you chat to us a bit more about some of those obstacles during your childhood and how you overcame them?
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me. And it's so good to be speaking to matriculants of 2020. And yeah, I think what they're facing right now is kind of a similar challenges I faced as a kid. You know, there was a lot of times where we also couldn't go to school because obviously different circumstances. And, you know, we had to stay positive, and we always had to use what we had around us during the time. I think that's one of the most important things. And obviously growing in Zwide, we struggled with having food in our stomachs. And that was one of the biggest challenges that we had. And I would go to school, and school would be the place that I would get the help from. You know, we get that meal a day. So there was always something to look forward to. But the most important thing was always keeping myself around with people that just saw like the positives and the good things that could happen if you keep on pushing, keep on following your dreams.
Thank you, Sia. And you talk about being surrounded by positive people and making sure that you have positive people that encourage you to follow your dreams. And you'd say that your grandmother brought you up and she played an important role. Talk to us about your grandmother and about who your role models and the positive people in your life were.
Yeah, she was amazing. She did everything she could to keep me positive with the little that she had. Financially, she struggled, but other than that, she had everything I needed. You know, she gave me time, support, and love, and she always kept me positive. Especially, you know, during the evenings where I would just struggle to go to bed because obviously being hungry, but she would make sugar water, you know, and just tell me positive things. And I think that helped me quite a lot. And she was definitely my hero growing up. And then Erickson Wike as well is a teacher that like looked after me when I was playing, and he kind of pushed me to be at training each and every single day, and my teammates that kept me accountable at all times. So yeah, it was it was those kind of people that I really appreciated. Even the teachers that, you know, they always wanted the best and they always knew what's good for me. And me listening to them kind of encouraged me, you know, and sometimes you don't get that kind of encouragement at home. And the teachers sometimes take the role of more than just being your teacher. So yeah, those were the people that played a part in my life, especially when I was younger.
Thanks, yeah, and I know, and a big shout out to all the matric teachers that are, and all the South African teachers that are joining us today, because I think there's a lot of challenges facing them today, and they really are standing up and showing up for their students. So, Sia, talking to the matrics is, talk to us a bit more about what you really feel, looking back, gave you what other qualities, what other advice gave you the strength to overcome such huge obstacles to get to where you are today?
To be honest, I think I was encouraged or motivated by like the struggles that I had. I always knew like surely this is not how life should be for the people, like the future of South Africa, you know. And when I got my opportunity and I went to a model school, which was great, you know, then I started seeing, you know, because it's two different worlds, being in the township and then being at Grey. Then I knew like my role is to work as hard as I can to be where I am right now, and then make sure that I give back to my community. Already at a young age, you know, I knew that, you know, there's a lot of work that needs to be done back in the township, because we all wanted to be at school because we're excited there and we played sport at school. But the environment at school wasn't so great. Like the bathroom went up to standard. Like you said, we didn't have a computer room like Grey did, you know. There's no library. There's not a lot of opportunities. And, you know, a lot of the kids that I grew up with, they just went the other way, where some of them became criminals and all of that, because it's all about lack of opportunity. And that's what now has been driving me to create those opportunities so people can have different options like they do in the model schools.
And you talk a bit about your schools now, and about going to the township school and then to your Model C school. Tell us a bit more about life at school and what motivated you at school.
Yeah, I think it was like the friendship and the positive vibes that we got from the teachers, always being encouraged, and we were happy. Like at my school in the township in Zwide, we were so happy. You know, we didn't have a lot, but we used everything we had around us to be the people that we wanted to do. You know, to be. Sorry. And like the sporting fields went up to standard, but we went anyway because we loved and we had passion for what we did. I loved rugby so much. I mean, I think you've seen the field that we played at break time. And, you know, that kept us going. And the teachers were always there to encourage us and look for you if you don't want to go to training. And I think the friendship and that we had with the students, you know, and then coming to school, also for some of us, we knew that we'll get a meal, which is a slice of bread, and that all I would have for the rest of the day, you know. But I had no worries, you know, because I didn't know what was on the other side of the road, you know. And then going to Grey, it was tough to think that I've left my friends behind and now I'm living this high life. But that also gave me the motivation to understand that I was given that opportunity so that I can create a whole lot more opportunities so that my friends don't have to go through what we went through, or the next generation doesn't have to go what I was going through at the time. So I think you also learn to grow up very quickly in the township because of the circumstances around you, because we go to school so we can create better opportunities for our families, for ourselves, and the other kids around the community, because the community is so big in the township. Especially during this time, it's been so difficult that when I didn't have food, I would take a cup and go to my neighbors and ask for meal or rice so my grand can make me something. But now we're told to stay at home. And that's why I started working with the foundation to try and help out, because because that's how we were raised, and that's how we were taught to do things, to help one another, always bring the others with you to go up. It's, you know, it's always lonely when you just worry about yourself, you know, and that's why I love community so much, and that's why being here is so special for me, to speak to the matriculants. I just want to like encourage them to know that no matter how difficult this period is, it's here for a reason. There's something that they need to learn out of it. And I was thinking like what message would I have for them? And it's, for me, it's all about like what you're going through right now. You need to sit and think like, okay, some kids don't have the iPads and all this stuff, you know, but just use what you have around you, the textbook, and just study as much as you can with whatever things you have, because that's all you can control right now. And hopefully, like what we're doing with iSchool and iStore and iSchool, we're working as hard as we can to give you this opportunity, because you are the future of South Africa, and you guys are gonna, for the next, so if something else like this happens, you guys are gonna be the ones that are putting the structures and making sure that the next kids are more prepared for this. Like the government is more prepared, because you guys are gonna be leading us. Whether you believe it or not, you are the future, and we are here to make sure that we equip you as much as we can to be like who you wanna be. So at this time, you must think, what do I wanna be when I grow up? And I'm gonna look after my family and your future, like your kids and everything. But then you're gonna think like, what am I doing to make a difference in South Africa? No matter how difficult it is right now, just think, what can you do to make a difference in South Africa for the next kid, so that they're not in the same position as you are right now?
Sia, thank you very much. And I can see that it's such great advice to the matrics to see what they can control, and to see what, and to also look beyond now, to look at the future. And I see one of the questions that have come through from the audience is, how do you motivate yourself on really bad days? So I can, you always give us South Africans so much. But I love that question from someone in the audience is, what do you do to motivate yourself? We can see from the video that's just gone around the world that you like to dance, but tell us what you do to motivate yourself.
I think my family is very important with that. You know, my wife is always there, especially when I start feeling sorry for myself. She always reminds me where I come from and what have I overcome in my life, because I think us as humans always forget everything else that we've overcome to be where we are. And then when we're faced with a new challenge, you forget about all the other challenges that you've overcome. And that's why it's so important to have people around you who are there to lift you up, build you up, and also keep you in check and call you when you're stepping out of line. You know, my wife is very good at that for me. And also, I think it's easy to do stuff for yourself alone, and it's easy to give up or stop, or just say, you know what, I'm tired, I'm gonna call it quits. But once you start doing stuff for more than just yourself, like I put the pressure of myself. I know if I don't go to training every morning, if I don't work hard in the gym, if I don't make the teams that I'm supposed to work, the people back in my community in Zwide or anybody else who struggles through life, I can't make a difference. Like the matrics that need help right now, if I don't work hard, people are not gonna want to work with me, you know? So I always put that pressure on myself that there's so much more that I want to achieve. It's more than about me. Then I realized, no, then I have to get up and go work, because it's more than just about me.
And see, I think what you're saying about your family is so true. And we've seen that you've got 4 children, and you've got your various responsibilities in rugby and the Kolisi Foundation. And we've seen families around South Africa also have to homeschool their children. They've got their work and everything. You need to homeschool 4 children. So how is your family staying motivated? How are you finding the homeschooling and all being together in this time?
Yeah, well, for me, it's been amazing, because I've never had a period like this where I can be with my family for so long. And that's one of the things I'm grateful for during this time. But to be honest, I think they're tired of me now already. I think they want me to leave the house. They've had enough of daddy. But the nicest thing is every time, like during the season when the pandemic wasn't around, every time I step out of the house, my daughter would cry, or my son, they were like, oh, daddy is going again, because I always go on tour for such long periods. But now every time I step out, they also relax. They know I'll be back. I can't go anywhere for so long. But yeah, it's been difficult, like doing homeschooling. I think the kids have been teaching me more than me teaching them, because I don't know what they're learning at school nowadays. But we're fortunate enough to have somebody that comes in and help the kids. And I think, yeah, they've enjoyed it, but they do want to go back to school now. And obviously with the new thing that kids can't go back to school for another month, yeah, they weren't happy about that. But yeah, what can we do? We have to do the best we can with what we have around us.
Yeah, thank you. Now, Tashik from the audience has actually, he sent in a very clever question, which was, is we all not seeing our friends and we're not seeing our teams, and you've given the matrics a message. How are you finding being captain of a national team, and how are you finding motivating and leading your team members from afar without having the connection to them?
It's pretty hard right now because we weren't able to train for a long time, but now we're back at training. So we're training with the Stormers, so we can't do much with the Springboks. So with the Stormers, we've been having Zoom meetings and all that kind of stuff, but now we're given the green light to start training. So it's been a bit better. So you can see some of your teammates, you know, we train in small groups, no contact. Yeah, it is tough, but all you can do during the time is just to prepare yourself to come back in a better place, even if it's mentally. And I think for the matrics now, you know, you can always stay in touch with your friends, send messages, make sure they're okay, make sure their families are okay. But for you as well, to educate yourself a bit more in what you need to do. And then you can, when you go back and then you see your friends, you know, see something must have changed. And also it makes you miss them. And then when you see them, it'll make it so special, you know. And that's what happened with us when we went back to training this week. Like when I see my teammates, you know, you start appreciating all the small things that you take for granted. Mm.
Great. I'm sure that, well, at least, and then your family can start appreciating you again when you're back with your team. So that'll be good.
Yeah, so, they don't want me to go, I think.
So I know, Sia, that the thing that excited you most about this morning was talking to the matrics. And so we're very excited to have Nosi and Katlego on our panel. And they've prepared some questions to talk to you and ask you. So I'm going to hand over to Nosi and Katlego from the class of 2020. And if Katlego and Nosi can just introduce yourselves to Sia and just say a bit about your experiences of matric and about yourselves to our audience, and then ask the questions that you've been wanting to ask Sia. So Katlego, over to you.
Hi, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mr. Kolisi. So, my experience with matric, yeah, with the COVID and everything, has been pretty intense. It's been tough, especially for the rugby side. Missed the Qwabe week, missed the SA school, so that was a bummer. And the online schooling and everything is pretty hard. So, but I've got a twin sister, so she helps me a lot. But yeah, it's been a tough year for matrics. Yeah.
Nosi?
Good morning, everyone, and hi, Sia.
Hey, Nosi.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to be part of the panel today. So, Sia, it is exciting to get a chance to speak to you. And my name is Nosibabalo from Umlazi Comprehensive Technical High School, and I was playing for the Sharks under 16 last year. So, what I've been struggling with is my motivation. I've been struggling with my motivation because I'm unsure whether the school will remain open or they might close at any time. and I've been struggling to adjust to a schedule where there's no rugby session for me, since I'm mainly in love with the sport. But most importantly, I'm happy to be here now.
Yeah, it is.
Great. So thanks, Nosi and Casper. And as you can see, here we've got two enthusiastic rugby players here as well. So, Katlego, go ahead and ask the questions you've been wanting to ask Sia.
Okay. First question for Mr. Kolisi. So, when you were young, did you ever imagine you'd be where you are today? And what was the feeling when you first lifted the Rugby World Cup? Because everyone here at home was very excited. So what was your first feeling?
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time, and it's really awesome just spending time with both of you. And yeah, it's been a tough period for everyone. I can't imagine, especially for the matrics, because this is supposed to be your most amazing year. You know, your last year that you live. You spend so much time with your friends, and you do all the crazy stuff that you want to do. Yeah, but we gotta stay positive. I know it's difficult, and you know, you've got people like us who are trying to like just create opportunities for you guys to make sure, you know, I know you're at Glenwood, and you know, just think of the others that are in the township who don't have these opportunities, who don't have the iPads and all that kind of stuff. So we must always look at what we have around us and think about those who have so much more less than we do, you know. And I think for you guys who have these opportunities, man, just work as hard as you can and just use this time and use what you have so you can make a difference for the next generation, like I said earlier. And for me, I really didn't think I would be where I am right now, because I just didn't think that way. I lived day by day, you know. My mindset was to survive, you know, because, man, I didn't have a lot. I didn't have food each and every single day. So I'm like, okay, cool. I must just live to survive today. And when I was still in Zwide, then when I got to Grey, my life changed just like that. I started believing that I can be whatever I want to be just because of the infrastructure and the resources that I had around me. And I just saw opportunity. And I didn't think I would be captain, but I always thought, okay, I want to be a Springbok. When I was 16 years old, that's when I made that decision that this is what I want to do, and I'm going to give everything I can towards it. And one thing I regret is not working hard enough in my school, in my academics, because the rugby career doesn't last forever. You still got to do something after. Yeah, and when I lifted the trophy, I just thought about opportunity. And my speech after the game was all about all the stuff that I saw when I grew up, all the challenges and all this stuff that I could change or we could change as a team. And I knew people would wanna work with us because of what we achieved. And my thing was like, how do I use that platform, or how do I use this energy to help others? And that's why we started the foundation. And that's why, like, the work that we're doing now with iStore and iSchool is to make sure that you use this more than just for myself, for others as well, to make life better for other people. Because whether we like it or not, you guys sitting there are gonna change South Africa. You guys sitting there are gonna do big things in this country, and you must believe it, and you must see it each and every single day, and keep yourself around people who's gonna tell you that you are the future, and people who's gonna give you the resources and equipment to make sure that you get to where you wanna be. And even though I saw challenges in front of me, but I knew the vision that this is what I want, and nobody could tell me otherwise, you know. I ignore all of that kind of stuff, and I just kept on pushing.
Okay. The second question is so one of the most difficult things about this pandemic is schools closing and us not being able to see our friends and our teammates. COVID has also stopped the Super Rugby season, and you haven't been able to train with your teammates and stuff. So what has kept you motivated throughout this period?
Yeah, I think we all know that there is going to be a day where COVID is a thing of the past. And I think that's what keeps me going. I'm keeping myself positive doing that by preparing myself, preparing my body, training, knowing that one day I'm going to be able to entertain people once again, you know, even if it's without crowds, which will be tough. I'll be able to do what I love, and I'll be able to see my teammates, and also the work that I've been doing with the foundation, that has kept me going, you know, because there's a lot of people struggling around South Africa, and we've driven as a foundation 16,000 kilometers to different provinces, making a difference in people's lives. And it might be small, but it's also like, would I say, confirmed what I want to do after rugby is that to make sure people just have better opportunities, because there's a lot of need in our country, and if we don't do anything, nobody will. And yeah, it's been tough doing it, but we always have to look at everything else and see where you can find more information. There's so many things that needs to be done in our country, and that's what has kept me going, because I know when I'm fit and ready to play, people can watch rugby again, and will lift people's spirits, you know. So yeah, I've been keeping active and talking to my teammates, asking what they're going through, you know. Yeah, I think that's important.
Thank you, Katlego, and thank you, Sia. Nosi, what would you like to ask our captain?
Sia, my first question is, was it always your dream to be the Springboks captain? And what advice would you give us matrics about discovering our dream and making it happen?
Sorry, what was the first question?
The first question is, Sia, was it always your dream to be the Springboks captain? And what advice would you give to us matrics about discovering our dream and making it happen?
No, it wasn't always my dream. I never thought I would be captain. I wasn't captain at school. So I was only captain for the under-16 team when my best friend had left and gone to New Zealand, who was always captain us. And then they gave me the chance because he wasn't there. And then I only became captain at the Stormers when, I think 2014, I'm not sure. Yeah, and then after that, even then I didn't think I would be Springbok captain. I didn't think like that. I'm always grateful to be in the team and be part of the boys, because it's always special to be playing for the Springboks. And when it happened, you know, I used it to make me even a better player. Yeah, for your dreams, I think you gotta know what it is, and it's always you're allowed to change your dreams, because you always change every day. You discover new things, but you gotta back yourself, and you gotta believe in yourself, and you're gonna keep yourself with people who are gonna challenge you, inspire you, and just want the best for you. And that's the same that you must do for the people around you as well, you know. And it's important. And sometimes it's not the friends that you have around you, you know, and that's when you discover, okay, you mustn't be scared to lose some people in your journey, because they're not there to support what you want. And sometimes it does get lonely, you know, working every day and missing out on a couple of things. And you got to make sacrifices in these things. And sometimes your parents don't support you. You know, you get that motivation at school. You know, don't let anybody take you away from what you want to do. You can always learn, and you're allowed to change your dreams, you know. You must just feel passionate about this stuff and just fight for it, you know. Yeah.
Nosi, are you clear on what your dream is? Sorry to put you on the spot.
Okay, I'm clear. And the second question is, my dream is to become a physiotherapist, and also to continue playing rugby for sure. And yeah.
Oh, well, that's great.
So you're gonna treat yourself when you're injured?
Yes, that's what I want to do.
That sounds like a very thought-through plan. Excellent.
Well done on that.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, if the budgets get cut, you know where to go, Sia.
I know.
So it is, Nozi, what else would you like to ask, Sia?
Mr. Kolisi, there must be a lot of pressure on you all the time. Well, there's a lot of pressure on us matrics. So what advice should you give us to manage our matric pressure?
Honestly, there's not much you can do now with what's happening with COVID, because that's not in our control. But you can definitely control how much preparation you do with what you have, you know. If you have books at home, just use that, you know, and just study as much as you can. That's what I always do for myself. When I'm playing on the weekend, I don't know what the outcome is going to be. I don't know what Saturday is going to bring, you know. That's not in my control, but my preparation during the week is what I put all my effort and energy in. I go all out, prepare training with the team. I sit and watch the games and I watch my opposition. And I know by Thursday that I am as prepared as I can be. And I know already how will I feel on Saturday, you know, because I've done all I can to make sure that I'm prepared. And then when I go into Saturday, I play freely and it's not in my hands anymore. So I just give my best on Saturday. And that's what I'm trying to say to you guys. Prepare as much as you can. And the rest will be taken care by whoever is in charge, because you don't know when you're going to open, when you're going to write exams, or what's going to happen. But you doing what you can with what you have. You don't want to just sit at home and not be prepared. And then when the time comes, you're not ready. Always be ready with whatever you have around you.
Thanks, Nozi. Thanks, Nozi. And Katlego, we didn't get, what is your dream?
My dream is to carry on with my rugby. I've had the privilege to be awarded a rugby contract to Sharks next year, so I want to push on with that. And hopefully I can get to where Mr. Kolisi is. Obviously that won't be easy. I have to work hard.
Well,
Good.
congrats on
Excellent.
that. That's amazing. But you got the wrong team there. I feel sorry.
Well, watch this space, everyone. I feel a bit inadequate sports-wise here on this panel, but anyway. So, there've been so thanks, Nozi and Katlego. There've been some amazing questions and engagement from the audience, and we've got hundreds of matrics that have joined us today. So I'm going to just ask some questions to you, Sia. Is the one you spoke about. Sometimes it's lonely during the process. And one of the questions came out is, how do you find the best way to handle criticism? And I think that's in terms of that in all the good that you do and in your position and everything, how do you find the best way to handle criticism?
I think it's important that who is it coming from? And like, I look at my core values. You gotta have values and see whatever you did, what did you do it for? What was your reason? What did it come out of a good place? And if it's good criticism, you gotta take it and you look at yourself. And sometimes it's hard, and that's why you need to have good people around you and ask them and ask, listen here, was I wrong here? And then you accept it and acknowledge, and then fix it and go forward, you know? And I think that's the most important thing. And sometimes there's some criticism where it's just somebody that you shouldn't even worry about. You must just ignore. Always have people who gonna call you out or keep you accountable, that you can get advice from, and to see where you've gone wrong. And then you take it from there. Some criticism is good, some is bad, some is that you must just ignore.
It seems like there's a lot to do. A lot of the advice you're giving us is to do with what's in your control and what's not in your control, and also about having the right role models around you. And so I think I really, on behalf of iSchool Africa, it's amazing that you have become a role model for our country and for iSchool Africa. So thank you very much, Sia. Another question from the audience was, what was your biggest challenge as the rugby captain, the Springbok rugby captain during the World Cup?
For me, I think it was because I was injured that whole year, and then I was away from the team. Well, I was with them, but when they played, and they won the championship, and the guys were doing so well, and and then I came back from my injury. I didn't know if I was going to be perfectly fine, my knee was going to be fine. Played my first game, and it was tough. I did okay. Then I went to the World Cup with the team. We had a warm-up game against Japan, and I was doubting myself. I did all right that game. Then we played the first game against New Zealand. We lost that game, and I felt out of place, Then I thought I wasn't going to make it through. But luckily, I had a coach that backed me, and he has played rugby before, and he's like, just keep on going and keep on working. It will come. And then I played every single game, and then my confidence just kept on going up and up and up. And then by the game after Italy, my confidence came back. So it's all about keeping at it and not giving up and believing in yourself. Sometimes it's you that's not believing in yourself, and then somebody else gives you that word. That's why I always say the people you have around you is important, especially when you're doubting yourself. They remind you of what you've overcome to be where you are, so that you can overcome everything.
And we're talking now about the World Cup, and the one question from the audience was, now where we are now, that moment, does it seem real, or does it seem like in a different life? And does it seem like a dream? Like like two worlds, how do they reconcile?
Yeah, it's hard to come from such a high and then to what's going on right now.
And, so I'm going to go straight to another question. Is sorry, this is a great question that's just come in. Is that you're talking about role models, but who is your who would you say is your biggest role model? So if you had to say, who's your one biggest role model?
I would say it was Utata Mandela. He's like my ultimate favorite. Obviously, I never got to meet him when I was too young. I just saw a lot of the stuff that he did, and his heart was so good, and like his vision that he had for the country, I think was amazing. So he would be my ultimate role model. Yeah, someone I would have loved to meet and learn from.
Yeah, sure. And especially now in July with Mandela Day and Mandela Month, it's, and what you've been doing. So thank you for that. Let's get back to school and to the matrics. You brought up your studies, and the first time we've heard you discuss your studies, Sia, is what are your clearest memories about your matric year?
Sure. I would say, like first of all, the friendship that I formed. One of my favorite years. The bonds and not so much the schoolwork, which I wish was about, because that was not the strongest point for me. But I did enough to get me through matric. But I really did enjoy like being at school and all my mates. And sport obviously was really good, and I think we take it for granted while we're still at school how special that is. The teachers, how much effort they put in, and the time that you get to spend with them, and they care if you don't do your work. Where a lot of my friends, when they went to university, I went to university just to sit in a class, and I saw like there's so many people that teach. If you're not in class, nobody will know or register. And I think we take our teachers for granted at school while we're still at school, because we don't understand what's happening outside school. So that's one of the things I wish I had done, is listen a little bit more and pay more attention. Because once you go to university, it's a different world. If you're not there, nobody really cares. Nobody's gonna look for you because it's such a big class. So the matrics must really enjoy and ask as many questions as they can to the teachers, you know, and not be shy, because then it's gonna set you up to what you're gonna need to do afterwards. Because you're gonna have to prepare yourself a lot by yourself. What I saw from my friends, you know, and just appreciate the friendships that you have and stick to them. Make sure you keep contact. I'm still good friends with the guys that I went to school with, and you know, we have groups on like WhatsApp, and we still talk and we reminisce on the times that we had and still talk the rubbish. And those are the guys that they'll keep me accountable, and they'll let me know that if I'm getting a big head, because you leave school and then those guys know you for who you are, and they know me before I came the person that I am today, and they always keep me in check not to change. And I love it because when they tell me, it's not criticism, it's real, you know, it's those things that you want, where people don't care about who you are, they tell you straight what's going on. And I always appreciate that even more. Even my best friends in the township, they always tell me straight, your head needs to come down a bit, it's bloated a little bit. And it's tough to hear, but I know it comes out of a good place.
I know that when we launched iSchool Africa in Zwide at Msingeni, you had invited a few friends to join us that were your friends from when you were in primary school at Zwide. So that was amazing. So I know that we could all we could talk to you for hours, and we're nearly come to the end. So I think I just want to ask you a few closing questions. The one thing is that we're all wishing for a different world as we come out of COVID-19, and we're all wishing for a different, everyone talks about the new normal. What would your wish for South Africa be as we come out of COVID-19?
Honestly, I wish we could come out stronger and just pull together a bit more as a nation. And I think we also need to realize how we are all important, you know, and we all need each other. You know, we're such a beautiful, diverse country. And we all different races, different backgrounds. We all bring something special to make this country great. And I think if we put South Africa as number one, you know, and put all our differences aside and just fight for a greater country, a better country, and for the matrics in here, I think you should just look and see where you can add value in the country, you know, and especially during times like this, we need you guys who you know, you weren't born during the tough era that our country had. You know, you're open-minded and just pull together and work together and just show us or the older people that like how beautiful this country is when we all just work together. Like that's what we had to do as the Spring of 2019, is just bring our best to make sure that we do the best for the team and for the country, and we achieved. And that's what we need to realize, that the more we work together and the more we just understand that we need each other, each and every single racial group or different background, that we play a huge role to make this country better and to make what South Africa is. And yeah, we're so much stronger together. And I believe we're gonna overcome a lot of these things. But you guys sitting here, listening to this, watching this, you guys are gonna be leading it going forward. You know, I'm hoping that I can make a difference and change something in South Africa with this generation that we have, so that you guys fight a different battle going forward. And we need to fight it together. That's the most important thing. People from different races, different backgrounds need to have a common goal that will make things change so much quicker, because we're all wanting a better South Africa.
Thank you, Sia. I think, I mean, that is such an important message for all South Africans today. And a final question, Sia, is our matrics are about to, they're as they walk into the final exam, someone's asked when you walked onto that field to play the final game in the World Cup, how did you feel? How did you cope with that? And talk us through that and share some tips with the matrics when they walk into that hall to write their final exams.
Honestly, for me, if you look at that video, I was singing when I was walking out. We sing in the team. I'm a Guijo, we call it. To be honest, I was so calm. I was so relaxed because I was never been so prepared. That whole week, we worked less, but I was behind the computer. We watched the other team. We prepared. We watched them individually. I had already played my game during the week. Saturday, I just went, and I had no doubt in my mind. I don't think we had doubt in our minds as a team that we were going to win the game. And we were playing for so much more. South Africa was going through xenophobia, gender-based violence. And we knew we were playing for over 60 million people backing us. I could feel, I knew what was behind me, the power of the South African spirit. And in front of me was an enemy that didn't know what I had behind me, And that really lifted us. And the videos that we saw during the week of people of South Africa coming together in malls, hugging and kissing because they knew there was hope, we were playing for hope. And that's why I prepared so much during the week because I knew what it would mean to the country. So when I walked on the game on Saturday, I was calm, I was cool, I was collected, and I stepped on the field and I just let it all out and I just enjoyed it, And that's what the matric should do, just prepare as much as they can. When they then come, you just give your best because you've done all the hard work before that. I'm getting so emotional. I'm visioning everything. I left a little bit. I left you there.
I know, and I can see you going back there, and I think everyone's going back there. And I think you may have been calm, but I don't think the country was as calm. And I think I really want to take this opportunity, Sia, to thank you for everything you've done for iSchool Africa and for all of us, and just for the example you've shown and the passion and the commitment and the love for all of us. And really, and just a big thank you from everyone at iStore and everyone at iSchool Africa and from everyone. And so before we sign off, just if you can give one sentence to the youth of South Africa, what would it be?
Well, first, I also want to say thank you to iStore for everything that you guys do for our communities. We really do appreciate it. And iSchool Africa for the work that you guys do, and challenging people to help the youth, because we keep on saying the youth is our future, but we're not preparing or investing them as much as we should as a country. And yeah, let's keep on doing that. And to all the matrics and to anybody else that's listening here, yeah, thank you first of all for being here. And let's just keep on fighting for this beautiful country of ours, because I really believe all that we need to be an amazing country is right here in our country. But I think unity is the most important thing. All the challenges that we are facing right now, let's not fight them individually or in small groups. Let's unite in all that we do. And to you matrics, help each other out. Work together. If the matric next to you is struggling, help each other and study together, because the more of us that succeed, the better it is for the country, And you guys are really the future of our country. And we should be doing so much more to equip you guys to be better. Stay motivated, stay encouraged. You are enough. All that you have around you is enough for right now. And what you don't have, we will do as much as we can to make sure that you get. Don't let anybody tell you can't achieve what you want to achieve, because that's a lie. I'm telling you because I'm living proof of that. And no matter how tough things are, there's always a way, you know. It's all about what you want to do and what you want to achieve. Make sure you have a strong team around you. And sometimes the ones that you love that were never able to achieve what you want to achieve will tell you that you can't. They're lying to you, because you are enough. All that is around you is enough. Use it as much as you can, and you always be provided with what you need further. It'll always be there. And I appreciate you guys for your strength and staying positive in during this time. You are brave, and you are going to achieve what you want to achieve, because you have you here right now, you want to achieve, you know. And I'm encouraged and I'm inspired by you guys, and keep on going. And you're going to be able to tell the next matrics that this is like this is experience. Is one of those journeys that you're going to say and talk about and say that this period made me so much stronger. It's made me realize that I can achieve so much more. And you will teach it to the next group. So I wish you all the best, and you will achieve, and we all care for you guys. That's why we're here, and we'll work as hard as we can to make sure the future of the next kid, they don't go through the same struggles that you did. So thank you for inspiring me today, and yeah, just give it your best shot. And remember to prepare as much as you can to be the best you can be. That was in one sentence, I know, but I tried my best.
It's a very good one sentence.
Sorry about that.
Thank you, Captain Kolisi, and a big thank you to Nosi and to Katlego, and a thank you and best of luck to all the matrics and to all the students out there. And I think all the lessons from today from our captain in terms of caring for each other, in terms of control, in terms of following your dreams, being prepared, and once again, Captain Kolisi, thank you for everything you do for us and for your messages this morning. Thank you everyone for a great morning, and best of luck to our matrics.
Thank you.